Hi everybody, this is Ozzy. This is a video I'm doing real quick to give everybody off of eBay an idea of what this amplifier sounds like. It's the Jose 100-watt amp. So I'm just going to do some pretty basic things, run through how much gain it has, move some controls around, and that's about it. Hope you find it useful. Thanks. Okay, for the first clip I've got the amplifier obviously very low set. That'll be the case for all the clips. I'll give you an idea of the signal chain. I've got a Basswood Stratocaster with a Floyd Rose and a DiMarzio super distortion. The amp just runs straight into the front of the amp, nothing in the loop. And then that's going into a Marshall cabinet with 30 watts in there, mic'd with an SM57 up close. Coming back into this Scarlett preamp thing, and then going into the Macintosh. So that's the setup will be for everything, and I'll just move the pots around a little bit and you'll get different sounds. Okay, this first clip, we've got the presence. I'm not going to count out the numbers. The presence is on 8. The bass is flat, 0. The middle is on about 2. The treble is up a bit to about almost 7. The master is just loud enough so that Mike can hear it. The very first preamp is on 4, and the next one is on about 5. So it's a medium gain setting. The back of the amplifier, the three-way switch, is on asymmetrical clip. Okay, so you could do something like, it's got that kind of real kind of crunch happening with the thing, that's got a pretty good fair warning tone. I don't think you're going to have many complaints with that. Okay then, and I think for this one what we'll do is we're going to make it a little bit brighter, and just for shits and giggles we're going to put on this crappy reverb and delay that the software has in GarageBand. So I just turned that on, so now you can hear my kind of little bit of echo there. Get it maybe a little bit more or something like that. I think that's good. And maybe we'll brighten up the amp a little bit. That first album kind of stuff, going on there. All that kind of jazz and shit. You know what? Let me demonstrate for you. I'm going to turn off this goofy ass reverb and echo stuff here. Let me flip this three-way in the back so you can hear the difference between the three switches. The first stage is your basic Jose, clipping circuit. The second one is one that I like a little bit more. The third one is probably my favorite clipping circuit that I've came up with. I shouldn't say I came up with it. Everybody on the planet knows about these things, but rather that I put in this thing. All right. So we'll start. The switch now is in the neutral or natural position, so it's kind of like the same Jose kind of diagram. So it's got a nice, go to position number 2. That's starting to get a little bit more chainsaw. Go to position 3. It's the asymmetrical clip. To me, that has a little bit more cut, but it's not quite as, as distorted, actually, sounding. It sounds more natural, it's asymmetrical. It's not as distorting and square sounding as position 2. But position 1, you can get some really nice, like, let's say Van Halen 2 stuff, You know, it has a little bit of that 1984. It's not as quite as distorted as some of the earlier stuff, let's say, that Ed used to do. Okay, now we might as well talk about like some of the other sounds you can get out of here. Let's get some really like kind of, you know, bassy, scooped mid, kind of high gain stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep the presence, turn it down just a hair, keep it about 7 o'clock. Bass I'm going to crank up a little bit, and then let's say I'm going to start at 6 o'clock, 6. And then I'm going to take the middle and turn it all the way down, and the treble I'm going to back off a little bit, and I'm going to edge up both preamps. You can probably start to hear the shot noise coming in off the tubes. That's normal. I tell you, this amp is really quiet for what it does. I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to get too much more quiet than this thing. No ground loops, no hum, no nothing like that. Just, you know, if you want gain, you're going to get shot noise. But okay, maybe that was just a little bit too bassy. I'm going to fiddle some knobs while I'm holding down this board and see what I can come up with. Yeah, just got some fuzz, you know. Now, believe it or not, that's not even with the gain all the way out. Now both gains are at about 1 o'clock. I hesitate to turn it up all the way because it gets kind of crazy. So I mean, but I'll do it. Here we go. I'll play this chord and I'll just crank the gains. Yeah, that's kind of the turn. Let's back that down again. Well, all in all, I think, you know, this is kind of the, if you like the Jose thing, you like the LA thing, you like the Eddie thing, you like the high gain thing, you know, this is what you want.